Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I'm Punita Bakshi with the Midday News. The headlines. Centre dismisses media reports about discussion by Home Ministry on delimitation of Jammu and Kashmir's Assembly constituencies. Preparations underway for 7th Economic Census. India reaffirms commitment to ensure a cleaner and sustainable planet on World Environment Day. Special prayers and festivities mark Eid Ul Fitr celebrations across the country. And in ICC Cricket World Cup, India to begin its campaign against South Africa at Southampton this afternoon. The Centre today dismissed media reports about discussion by Home Ministry on delimitation of Assembly constituencies in Jammu and Kashmir and appointment of a delimitation commission at a meeting yesterday. Home Ministry sources said there has been no discussion on the issue of delimitation of constituencies in Jammu and Kashmir. It was reported in a section of media that Home Minister Amit Shah had discussed the issue with Union Home Secretary Rajiv Gauba and senior security officials at a meeting in New Delhi yesterday. During the meeting, a detailed presentation was given to the Home Minister on the situation in Jammu and Kashmir. Sources said Mr. Shah was briefed about the ground situation in the state. He was also told about the security arrangements being made for the annual Amarnath Yatra, slated to begin from the 1st of next month. The Home Minister also chaired a high-level meeting yesterday in which Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal and Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan were present. The meeting is understood to have discussed the issue of crude oil supply amid rising prices. The Election Commission of India has decided that holding of assembly elections in Jammu and Kashmir would be considered later this year. The Commission said it would continue to monitor the situation in the state on real-time basis. The poll panel said that it would announce the assembly election schedule in the state after taking inputs from all quarters and the conclusion of Amarnath Yatra. Unknown gunmen suspected to be terrorists shot dead a local woman and injured another youth in Pulwama district of South Kashmir this morning. Security sources said that armed men attacked the woman inside her residential house at Narbal Kakapora area in the district. A youth who was injured in the attack has been shifted to Srinagar Hospital for specialized treatment. Security forces have launched a manhunt to nab the attackers. Police have initiated investigation into the incident. Preparations are underway for the 7th Economic Census, likely to commence by the end of June or early next month. In the run-up to the fieldwork to be undertaken by the enumerators across the country, several activities have been planned by the Union Ministry of Statistics and Programme Implementation, MOSPI. Training of trainers at the state level is an integral component of this massive exercise. A workshop for state-level training of trainers on 7th Economic Census for NCT of Delhi will be held tomorrow. Economic Census is a complete count of all establishments located within the geographical boundary of the country. The 7th EC will cover all establishments including household enterprises engaged in production or distribution of goods or services in non-farm agricultural and non-agricultural sector. The coverage is same as the one in the 6th Economic Census conducted in 2013. India reaffirmed its commitment to ensure a cleaner and sustainable planet on World Environment Day today. The day is celebrated every year on the 5th of June to raise global awareness about environmental issues and the action to be taken to tackle them. We have a report.
The day highlights the paramount need to protect the environment at the moment. According to the United Nations, it provides an opportunity to broaden the basis of an enlightened opinion and responsible conduct by individuals, enterprises and communities in preserving and enhancing the environment. Every year, a different aspect about the environment which is affected by pollution, global warming, human overpopulation and wildlife crime among other factors is selected by the country which is hosting the main event. Accordingly, various activities are undertaken around the globe to tackle the factor causing environmental degradation. The theme of this year is air pollution, the biggest environmental health risk of the current time. China is the host nation for the global celebrations this time. Every year, approximately 7 million people die prematurely due to air pollution, of which 4 million deaths occur in Asia Pacific only. Anuja Bhardwajan, News Desk.
In a tweet on the day, President Ramnath Kovind said that India is committed to addressing climate change and bequeathing a greener and eco-friendly habitat to our children. Mr. Kovind said the country reaffirms its commitment to a cleaner and sustainable planet. He said living in harmony with nature is a part of the Indian ethos. In his message, Prime Minister Narendra Modi reiterated the country's commitment to ensure a cleaner planet. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said living in harmony with nature will lead to a better future. Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar planted a sapling at Paryavaran Bhavan in New Delhi on the occasion. Mr. Javadekar said people must plant a sapling to save the environment and to get fresh air. He welcomed the decision of Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari of planting 125 crore trees along the highways in the country. He said every citizen can plant 8 saplings towards saving the environment.
हम एक नया कार्यक्रम स्कूल नर्सरी शुरू करेंगे। स्कूल के बच्चे वन विभाग के सहयोग से बीज रोपण करना सीखेंगे, पौधा आएगा, उसको सैपलिंग को ढंग से 1 साल बढ़ाएंगे और अपने एनुअल एग्जाम के साथ एक ट्रॉफी के रूप में घर ले जाएंगे।
Minister of State in the Environment Ministry, Babul Supriyo, asked people to plant a sapling and inspire others also to do so today and every day.
Take a small plant and plant it. Trust me, in the evening time, when everything else, when the entire city is full of pollution from the number of vehicles that have traversed the road during the day, that is one thing, that is one living being that is going to take in the carbon dioxide and release oxygen.
Former cricketer Kapil Dev and actors Jackie Shroff and Randeep Hooda also planted saplings on the occasion at Paryavaran Bhavan. Mr. Dev said media has a responsibility to create awareness on the importance of planting trees to save planet Earth. Yesterday, the Environment Minister launched a people's campaign, Selfie with Sapling, urging all to join and plant a sapling and post a selfie with the sapling on social media. Principal Director General of All India Radio News, Ida Joshi, planted saplings at Akashvani Bhavan premises in New Delhi today. Senior officials of News Services Division of All India Radio and staff members were also present on the occasion. Various events are being held across the country on the World Environment Day. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. Eid Ul Fitr is being celebrated with traditional fervour and gaiety across the country today. The festival marks the culmination of the holy month of Ramzan. The faithful are offering prayers at Eidgahs and various mosques. Special prayers, feasts and mutual exchange of Eid greetings mark the celebrations. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have greeted the people on the occasion. In the national capital, Eid congregations are being held at Jama Masjid, Fatehpuri Masjid, Eidgah and various mosques. Our Lucknow correspondent has filed a report on Eid celebrations in Uttar Pradesh.
After offering the special Eid prayers at various Eidgahs and mosques in the morning today, people are now making visits to their friends and extended families and also welcoming them to share the joy and Eid festivities. Special Eid dishes and heartfelt embraces are being exchanged with one and all. Youngsters are busy taking selfies in kurta and colorful Eid attire and posting it on the social media. The festival of love and joy seems to have overtaken the whole city of Nawab as air is abuzz here with all pervasive voice of good wishes. MS Yadav, AIR News, Lucknow.
Telangana Governor ESL Narasimhan, Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao and leaders of several political parties extended greetings to people on the occasion. More from our correspondent.
Following the month-long fastings and sighting of Shawwal crescent moon last evening, Eid Ul Fitr is being celebrated with gaiety and religious fervour across the state in Telangana. Lakhs of Muslims took part in the prayers held especially at masjids, including the historic Makkah Masjid and Eidgahs in and around Hyderabad. Most of the devotees in their traditional whites and caps came out for the prayers and congregated at the Eidgah Miralam. Shopping and eating out in many parts of the city, mainly in the old city of Hyderabad, continued well past midnight. After the prayers, devotees greeted their relatives, friends and neighbors. Lakshmi, AR News, Hyderabad.
In Madhya Pradesh, elaborate security arrangements have been made in the state to avoid any untoward incident. A report.
Eid is celebrated with traditional fervor and zeal across the state, including Bhopal. Thousands of Muslims gathered at Eidgah in Bhopal this morning and paid special namaz on the occasion of Eid Ul Fitr and bid farewell to Ramzan. A large number of young people also joined the prayers with elders. Youth, children and women are congratulating each other and offering sweets. Eid is also being celebrated traditionally in many cities including Jabalpur, Gwalior and Indore. Chief Minister Kamal Nath also reached Eidgah in Bhopal and conveyed the greetings to the people. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
After Indian Navy, ISRO has also joined the search for Indian Air Force's missing AN-32 transport aircraft. The Indian Space Research Organisation, ISRO, has pressed its satellites into service to hunt for the missing aircraft. Our correspondent reports that all possible assistance is being provided by Indian Army, Indian Navy, Police and State Administration. The Indian Air Force AN-32 aircraft went missing on Monday afternoon after taking off from Jorhat Air Base in Assam with 13 people on board. In Egypt, at least 10 policemen were killed in a terrorist attack on a checkpoint in the restive northern part of the Sinai Peninsula. Security officials said the attack took place as people in the city of Al-Arish were holding Eid prayers on the occasion of Eid Ul Fitr this morning. No group has claimed responsibility for the attack so far. Chinese President Xi Jinping has reached Russia to attend the 23rd St. Petersburg International Economic Forum. During his visit, Mr. Xi will also hold talks with President Vladimir Putin in Kremlin. The visit comes 5 years after Moscow's annexation of Crimea in 2014 led to a serious rift with its Western partners and subsequent turn toward its neighbour to the east. In the ICC Cricket World Cup, India will begin its campaign against South Africa in Southampton at 3 p.m. today. A report.
Week-long wait of Indian fans is going to end as Men in Blue begins their campaign against South Africa in Southampton today. India is starting as favourites against battered and depleted South Africa, who have already lost 2 matches. India are relatively fresh, considering their big boys of world cricket had close to 2 weeks of rest after Indian Premier League earlier this year. India haven't played a lot of ODI cricket in the lead up to the World Cup. India had lost an ODI series 3-2 to Australia at home before IPL 2019. From KL Rahul and MS Dhoni, Kapil Dev, India's first captain to win the Cricket World Cup 36 years ago, wishes Indian team a victory.
Indian team को all the best. आज World Cup की शुरुआत है. उम्मीद करते हैं कि बेहतर खेलो. मैं कभी ये नहीं कहता कि कब जीत जाओ. बेहतर खेलो, दिल से खेलो, लगन से खेलो. समय सही होगा तो आपका होगा और समय पे ही पकड़ होनी चाहिए.
आरती राणा, Sports Desk.
In another match of the day, Bangladesh will take on New Zealand at London at 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Starting from today, All India Radio will broadcast live commentary on the World Cup every day. In a tweet, Prasar Bharati CEO Shashi Shekhar Vempati said the commentary originated from Akashvani will also be available via internet streaming on a pilot basis for the first time. ISRO has found a suitable window to launch the country's second spacecraft to Moon, Chandrayaan-2, between the 9th and the 16th of July. The soft landing on the Moon is expected on the 6th of September. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Centre dismisses media reports about discussion by Home Ministry on delimitation of Jammu and Kashmir's assembly constituencies. Preparations underway for 7th Economic Census. India reaffirms commitment to ensure a cleaner and sustainable planet on World Environment Day. Special prayers and festivities mark Eid Ul Fitr celebrations across the country. And in ICC Cricket World Cup, India to begin its campaign against South Africa at Southampton this afternoon. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.nic.in. And with that, we end the Midday News.